We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Kurt Cignetti is the Clint Eastwood of college football. He really is.
Not really.
That's who he is. Kurt Cignetti is the Clint Eastwood of college football. You know, he's a dude that comes out of nowhere. You don't want to mess with him, and you feel like he may take you out.
Not really.
I mean, I'm not sure that anybody came back from summer vacation with Kurt Cignetti.
Not really.
Yeah.
He took a summer vacation?
I think he did.
Really?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say that he wasn't out on the back porch wherever they were, or terrace or ocean or river.
Right.
And while he's visiting with family, he's also thinking about, what are we going to do on 3rd and 4? Pause. But you could see, I don't think this would happen, but we're all around people that have no self-awareness. And it would be awesome if a son-in-law
saying, I've been on vacation long enough. I'm tired of being bossed around by my wife. I'm ready to boss somebody else around and develop a football team.
Well, if anybody can do it in 6 weeks, it's Kurt blank Cignetti.
He was in St. Bart's.
Nice. That's a good spot to be.
Not bad.
So he figured out a nice place. Hey, when you got a private jet, you're making $13 million a year, you can go rent an island for a week or 10 days, and everybody can have a good time. You can have a personal chef. And
said he was recognized unexpectedly.
That doesn't surprise me as much as you're on TV now. I mean, when you make that kind of run, I know we didn't really wake up to him until this past year. The first year they went to the college football play. Let's be honest. We thought, oh, that's cute and sweet and fun.
Yep.
First year he went to the college football playoff, got bounced. Okay, that was fun, Indiana. Thank you for playing.
Yes.
You know, almost like James Madison, where he coached before.
Yeah.
You know, going to the college football playoff for Tulane. You know, you're like, that's cute and sweet and fun, but whatever.
Sure.
And then in year 2, he decides to embarrass Alabama, embarrass Oregon, and beat Miami.
Right.
And go undefeated.
Yeah.
I don't know if we understand how historic, or if we've really thought about it, how historic and remarkable it is and was that Indiana did, that Kurt Cignetti and his football staff did this in a short period of time in year 2 on the campus of the University of Indiana in Bloomington, Indiana, where you can't even name one of their football players until Fernando Mendoza, and don't tell me Michael Penix, until Fernando Mendoza was, goes through. And then even a lot of people didn't even know who. Look, there were people who sat down excited about the national championship game and were like, who is that Federico Morales? I mean, they just hadn't kept up. They knew, but they didn't know. And then he's the number 1 pick not only did Indiana win it, they had the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah. The reason they did win it.
One of the reasons, sure. No question. Yeah. So,
did you throw Michael Penix under the bus?
I did not. Well, he ended his career at Washington is the reason why I said that.
Yes.
I'm not throwing Michael Penix under the bus.
Okay.
For our listeners, he was at Indiana and then Washington.
Now he's just hanging out, watching Tua.
Atlanta Falcons, baby. Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix going head to head. Boy,
love that.
That's just delicious.
Let's go.
I mean, what am I excited about in the NFC South?
Tyler Shuck.
Tua, Tyler Shuck, or Bryce Young?
Oh, why you leave Baker out?
No, Baker is something because people either love or hate him.
Yeah.
He's kind of got that bad boy thing going. He goes to did he go to A&M before Oklahoma?
Is that what it was?
Or did he go to Texas Tech? God, I can't even remember. But didn't he go walk on to Scully to unbelievable player to
Tech to Oklahoma?
Tech to Oklahoma? Okay. Well, I know Mahomes went through Texas Tech. Yeah. Was there an overlap there, Jay Meadows? Where Baker eventually went to Oklahoma and started, and Mahomes, of course, Cliff Kingsbury couldn't go more than like 6-6 or 7-5 with Patrick Mahomes in a weak Big 12. But evidently, according to the numbers, Cliff Kingsbury is one hell of an offensive coordinator, play caller.
Mahomes started there in 14, and he started at Oklahoma in 14.
So they were there.
They were, maybe one was transitioning out, the other was transitioning in.
So they played in the Big 12 at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. And I think Stoops, that was before Lincoln took over. So I think that was still with Bob Stoops.
For sure.
Okay. And I do know that Cliff Kingsbury coached Mahomes at Texas Tech before getting fired, but then somehow getting hired as the Arizona Cardinals head coach. And then that didn't work. But as a play caller, he looks good. All right. You can get in touch with us on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line, 601-885-3776. See, here's the deal with Indiana. Your brain and my brain has rejected what has happened, because that's how we are as sports fans. I talk about it all the time, right? By 16, this is, give or take, this is what you think about sports. There's no wiggle room, hard-headed males. This was my playing. It's kind of based off your playing career, who you played with, who you know, kind of the teams that you liked, whatever. Breaking out of that is virtually impossible from 16 to 90 years old. So your brain wants to reject that Indiana won the national championship, that the Big Ten has won back-to-back-to-back national championships, and that the SEC hasn't even had anybody in the championship game, and the league's never been more watered down, and I believe that it could be even more watered down this year. It's never been a better time to win in the Southeastern Conference. Vandy just went 10-2. Ole Miss went 11-1. Any other questions? Vanderbilt, the worst recruiter by a good stretch, just went 10-2 and got snubbed in the college football playoff. The two teams that were snubbed at the highest level, according to the numbers, Vanderbilt and Notre Dame last year. Your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you on the Out of Bounds roll call. But do you agree that our brains have rejected what has happened in college football and the fact that the Indiana Hoosiers are the national champs? Not only the champs, they were undefeated. It was not. They smoked Bama, embarrassed Oregon, beat Miami. Miami's kind of, they're a big brand, but they weren't good for 20 years.
Good team last year.
They did. Find us on X at Bo Bounds. Tweet to us at Bo Bounds. And the Michelob Ultra caller line is 601-707-3750. Oh, wow. Well, we're dedicating this to one of our listeners. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Mike Natilier coming up next, 8:30. LSU Tigers, Clemson, Baton Rouge. Week 1, game day, Baton Rouge. And week 3, Jackson, will you pull up the lines for me, please, for LSU Clemson and LSU Ole Miss? Week 1, LSU hosting Clemson. Game day will be there. And then week 3, LSU at Ole Miss. Game day will be there. Can you imagine Saban's going to be up there Saturday morning in the Grove, in the Grove. And he's already good, right? It doesn't matter what game he's talking about. He's done his homework, and he is an exceptional analyst. And not all former great coaches are, but Saban is, which almost makes you mad because he's a Renaissance man. He's just, it doesn't matter what he does. He could be president of the United States and he'd be more effective than the last 6 of them. But one thing, when you think about Saturday morning in Oxford, in the Grove, Ole Miss hosting LSU, is this. There's no one that they can talk to that's more familiar with Pete Golding and Lane Kiffin than Nick Saban. Pete Golding coached under him. Nick's bone-in tomahawk of college football. And then we all hope the game goes absolutely down to the wire. Now, somebody on our text line just asked us on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line, Bo, should I rent my condo for $7,000 and sell my 5 tickets for $3,000 or go to the LSU game in Oxford? Well, I would rent and sell.
Put it on black.
I mean, if you can get to, I think you can get more than that, but let's just say $10,000 for what you're talking about.
Jeez.
Renting your condo and selling your tickets for $10,000.
Party.
Absolutely.
Yeah, take it and go party.
And I know some of you are renting your spots for much more. But yeah, I would rent and watch it from your house or from the beach.
And then bathe in the money.
And then there you go.
Sleep on it at least.
Bathe in the money. Bathe in the money. Okay. We also had William on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line asked a question. So I mentioned earlier that Steve Palazzolo, our NFL insider, NFL podcast of the year, he joined us on Friday. He was great on Drew Brees and Mahomes, and we love talking NFL quarterbacks and so on. He talked Burrow and all that. But Steve Palazzolo, he's 6'10", played minor league baseball, got to AAA San Francisco Giants. And he's been covering the NFL for 15 years, had the NFL podcast of the year a couple of years ago. He had 4 boys under 10, and now his wife's pregnant, and it's another boy. So he's going to have a basketball team either under 10 or 11.
God almighty.
Which took us to vasectomies, which then William says, Bo, I'm about to have my 4th kid in a few weeks.
Nice.
Any doctor recommendations for a vasectomy? And so that's evidently he's tapping out with almost a starting lineup in
It's weak.
Now you've got a doubles team in tennis.
There you go.
That's a win.
Yeah.
I mean,
They play pickleball.
those little people, when they get up, whatever, I don't know what to separate, but if you've got a 4, 6, 8, and 10, they can play. You can match them up, split the 2 best players.
There you go.
Or oldest, I don't even know how. And then you've got 2 doubles teams. That's awesome.
That's efficiency.
Yeah.
You're making the
Or
most
2
of what you
pickleball
got.
teams. I've never played pickleball,
Me
but
either.
you've got 2 pickleball teams. Have you ever played pickleball? Okay.
I play real sports.
Oh, wow.
Trying to be the best at exercise.
Wow. Okay. Southbound and down?
Pickleball.
Oh, wow.
No. I'm just going to get out there and stretch a little bit.
But you'd play tennis.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a real sport.
It is a real sport.
Yeah.
It's just, I was watching the Nadal docuseries on Netflix.
Yeah.
Holy moly, it's
Beast.
intense.
Beast.
It's intense. You know, we're so football. We talk about Brady and his greatness, Mahomes and his greatness, Montana and his greatness, and so on. Even though he's only got one, Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the most talented of them all in the 2000s. Definitely more so than Peyton and Brady.
He's probably the coolest one.
And I think Drew's the
You
coolest.
think so?
I think Drew is the coolest. Aaron is up there. He's so polarizing, though. It's fabulous for us because any kind of Lane being polarizing, Nick Saban when he was coaching being polarizing, Brady being polarizing, Aaron Rodgers, we love it. We love it.
I think you're sleeping on
Even
A-Rods.
like Tony Vitello in a sport that doesn't drive the train, but we love being polarizing, gets people hot. But Sean Payton was polarizing in New Orleans because he wasn't scared to talk trash. And he's one of the few on Twitter. What were you just? I interrupted you. What'd you say?
Oh, that's a great question. Maybe about Vitello not making it out of the year.
No. Well, anyway, so the
Rodgers being cool. I think you're underestimating it.
No, I think he is cool.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And I love Breeze,
I think Breeze is real cool too.
but Rodgers, there's that kid that he found on Instagram, and he brings him out to the games and stuff now.
Yeah.
because he throws the ball like him on Instagram. It's funny.
Aaron Rodgers, this is probably going to be his last year. He and Mike McCarthy are reuniting as they were in Green Bay years ago together.
Right.
And then Aaron's bounced around, as you know, and now they're with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which sounds weird, right? Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy, even though Mike's from Pennsylvania and grew up a Steelers fan. So this was his dream job, which is incredible.
Didn't know that.
Okay. And so he's all tied into that state. We know how much that state loves the Steelers, the Eagles, and Penn State.
Lord.
Good Lord.
That's it.
I mean,
That's all they love.
and holy Mary Olzab, they love it. We talk about how much we love sports, and we do, and all in the Sun Belt. We love everything from football to softball to baseball to volleyball. But good Lord, Pennsylvania Steelers, of course,
Nuts.
one of the top 3 franchises of all time in the NFL.
Right.
Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls just in the last few years and have been to God knows how many NFC championship games under Andy Reid and then
like 5.
through Sirianni. What?
It was like 5.
Sirianni. Yeah,
No.
He went to 5 just with Donovan McNabb and Andy.
That's right.
And then they've been to several since then, and then they've won 2.
Wow.
With 2 different coaches.
Yeah.
Peterson won, and then Sirianni won.
Forget about that.
Because they embarrassed Mahomes and the Chiefs 2 years ago.
They sure did.
Anyway, coming full circle, we just went from vasectomies to Super Bowls, and that's what we do here on the Out of Bounds Show. Want to welcome you in. Say good morning. The show is brought to you by Ford Plumbing and Air. If you've got plumbing issues, that's not awesome. Call Ford Plumbing and Air today. If your air conditioning is not working, that is miserable. Ford Plumbing and Air will take care of your plumbing and HVAC. Based right in Ridgeland, work in the metro area. Great local company. Call them today. Ford.
win the toss, we taking the ball, we better go down the field and score.
You damn right we are. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. It's a pad level Tuesday. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. We're right here on YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel. Search Out of Bounds Sports. We totally redid the set today, so I think you'll like it, or we'd like to hear your feedback on the text line, 601-885-3776. Show is powered by Sound and Communications. Your next, as someone who knows Drew, covered him from start to finish, and still covers him today, what was it like for you during his speech at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Mike D?
No, what he said didn't surprise me. It was funny that this was less than a week after he had been, basically told that he would be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was working on his speech. He came on a Monday night with us and was talking about it. I'm already working on the speech. And so I knew it would be powerful and emotional. And, the guys meant so much to the community, not only as a football player, but for so many other things he's done for the community, getting involved in a number of businesses, getting involved in so many charity events in this area. It was an emotional time for people here who saw not just what he did for the football team, but what he did for the community. Some people, they elect not to. They do their time there as a player and that sort of thing. But Drew was a lot more than that. Always was about the community and trying to help out in so many different ways. And he was able to help rebuild this area after, Hurricane Katrina. And I think you saw his emotions, and I think the emotions right back to him for what he did for this area. The love for this region, the Saints, everything else was on full display. And it didn't surprise me one bit. Did a fantastic job.
He did. It was Mike D. It was a spectacular speech. And that doesn't surprise me that he prepped for it for basically 6 months. I just thought
preps for everything. He preps for everything he does. And so just, how his makeup is as a human being. And he's always ready, no matter what. He's ready to roll.
Mike Detillier, WWL Radio New Orleans. He joins us on Out of Bounds. Drew Brees goes into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. How about the fact that he was like 27 years old, Mike, when he walks in to the blank show that New Orleans is trying to get back and get going. And at that age, he has the understanding and the leadership ability and intangibles to jump right in, like you said, and not just be QB1 for the New Orleans Saints, but when he could, do everything he could to be a positive impact on the community. We forget he was almost a baby when he walked into New Orleans. Mike?
He was a young man, and, he always teases about, you guys are getting older on me. He is too, a little bit, but I had on Dr. Tim Finney yesterday, who was the Saints team doctor. And it was really Dr. Finney that gave the Saints the 2 thumbs up to sign him. Because remember, that was a lot of hoopla because of what happened in Miami when he went there. And he flunked a physical, which he would have never passed anywhere. He was just weeks out of surgery. And Dr. Finney told me yesterday about going through all the details of the surgery and working with Dr. James Andrews on making sure that they had a shot here that he could come back from it. And he said the one thing that really, he said the surgery went well. And even though it was unprecedented at that time, the one thing he had done was a lot of research on Drew, and it was about his determination. And he said, I knew if anybody had a shot, it was Drew. And so he gave the Saints the 2 thumbs up to sign him. I think about the fact that he grew up in Texas. Really, none of the Texas schools recruited him. He grew up a Texas A&M fan. They didn't offer him. He goes to Purdue and puts up all these unbelievable numbers. Still doesn't get picked in the first round. He was a second-round pick. When Greg Williams was here as the defensive coordinator for the Saints, him and I talked for a while. He made the comment to me that I'd still have my damn job in Buffalo if I'd have picked Drew Brees. he said I had a hard-headed general manager that didn't want to pick him. Didn't feel maybe he had all the attributes that we're looking for. He's beat the odds everywhere, and it was right place, right time, right coach, right system with him. Okay, he was the right guy for Sean Payton in that offense, and it all worked out. And sometimes we look back on things that we do and it doesn't work out, and we wonder why. And it's maybe the man upstairs doesn't feel as though it's right for you, and he moves you on. But for Drew, he's never discouraged about things that go wrong with him. Never. He just keeps plodding along, and I think his determination is his love for the game is a big part of who he is and how he got to this point. And he's coaching now his sons. He's got one son who's a quarterback. The others are receivers. And so he's like, I don't know how that happened. But, he's just a fantastic guy. And I think his motivational skills, I think yesterday he was at Purdue giving a motivational talk to the Boilermaker football team.
Yeah. That they won a big, for our listeners, this is where Mike's going. Drew Brees won a high school state championship at Southlake, which really put them on the map. Now we talk about that program all the time. We didn't back in 1997. Then he goes to Purdue, who hasn't won but like 4 seasons in the last 60 years. And he and Joe Tiller win a Big Ten championship. And then he goes to New Orleans, who had never really won, as Mike and I and y'all know. And they win a Lombardi Trophy and go to multiple NFC championship games. He's one of the biggest winners in North American sports. Okay. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Mike, I want to switch gears. Lane Kiffin is raving about 3 freshmen, among others, but he's making a great point in a day and age where freshmen don't play.
Along with Lamar Brown,
That's
3 freshman defensive linemen. And I think it was a big part of why Coach Orgeron got hired. I think there was no doubt that he wanted somebody to help mentor these young guys, and he knew he needed help from them as a true freshman, because that's the one area we've talked about that they don't have a lot of depth. I think about Richard Anderson and laugh all the time about it because he's from Edna Carr. He's 6'2.5". He probably played last year in the 345 range. I mean, he's a wide load. And so he wins Louisiana Player of the Year. And, man, he comes out all dressed up and a 3-piece suit and everything. And his coach, Bryce Brown, makes the comment, I didn't think they could, make a suit that big. Because Richard's a huge man. He said they got a lot of thread on them suits. But, he's a guy that I know even before he got hired, he had worked with Coach O privately. And
Okay.
O had told me, he was like, hey, T-boy, he reminds me of a young Cortez Kennedy.
Wow.
Because he coached Cortez at Miami of Florida.
Yes.
And he says the closest thing I've seen to Cortez as a coach for me. And then Deuce Gerald's is a 6'1.5", 275-pound defensive tackle. Totally different type build. Super quick off the snap. We'll see how well he handles up, in a much bigger lead. But, man, he's been really impressive. And then Lamar Brown, number one rated recruit in the state of Louisiana, number one rated defensive lineman. I made a call with him a couple of years back. He comes to one of the camps, and I told him, I said, you could be a starting offensive lineman in college football today. He was like, oh, no, Coach. I want to play defensive end. I took a good look at him. He weighed in like 282 pounds that day. I was like, man, you're 282 pounds. Man, there ain't a lot of defensive ends 282 pounds today. And he was like, nobody. I want to play defensive end. Great athlete. Just tremendous athlete. And I still feel that way today, that he could be a starting offensive lineman. He's if that's what he wanted to do. So getting them ready, and I think they'll see, I don't know about starting time, but I think they'll see extensive playing time. And for the Tigers this year, they have to, because they're really paper thin up front along the defensive line. And O's also brought up to me Trenton Henderson, who's from Florida, as an edge rusher, as a guy that he really likes. And he also is a true freshman. So we'll see how all that turns out. And you're right, Bo. Absolutely right. Very few guys as true freshmen can just step in and make that type of impact. Every once in a while you'll find one. Dylan Stewart from South Carolina a few years back.
That's right.
True freshman, man. He made an impact. But we'll see what happens up front with him. But they're well coached. They've got people there that can help develop them, and most of the time is the physical part of the game.
Sure.
Because you jump from high school to college, it's a totally different game, especially in the SEC. There's no homecoming games here.
There's Mike Detillier talking LSU football. So it's Lamar Brown and Richard Anderson and Deuce Geralds. And they were able to go, and maybe Kirby and them didn't like his size. I don't know. He's still highly recruited, but Deuce Gerald's from Swanee, Georgia, and Lane and Baker and whoever were able to go in and grab him. Mike, did that surprise you? Because Kirby usually can get just about who he wants in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, I knew they were in the mix, but LSU was able to pull it out at the end with Deuce.
Okay.
And he came in early. He was a midterm guy. And in the spring, the upperclassmen, the offensive linemen, all said, Deuce Gerald, man, where did he come from? Don't look like no freshman to me. And he made a really quick impact on this team. So, you never know in recruiting. And also, too, I know, money gets involved, but for most of these young men, too, they want to play right away.
Right.
They want to get in there, and I think maybe that was the caveat for
Sure.
LSU. Yeah, you had an opportunity to play right away. The competition he had to beat, it wasn't a long list. And so and I think that played a part in Richard Anderson. He could have went anywhere. Same thing with Lamar. Both of them, they could have went anywhere they wanted. But I knew Richard would have to lose some weight. And I think he's down. He's in the 320 range now.
Wow.
And so he's got, I'm going to say 20 pounds off of him. When I saw him back in January, he was all of 345. He's a huge man, young man, but he's a huge man. And when it's younger, it's easier for you to get that weight off than it is when you get a little bit older in life. But man, he was a monster for the best program in Louisiana in Edna Carr. He was a monster player for them. Ain't nobody running at them. I mean, he shut that down real quick. And it's also his ability to run the field for a big man, which a lot of times guys can stop the run, guard center guard. But for him, he had the ability to chase you down, and there ain't nothing scarier than a 340-pound man chasing down a 180-pound back in the backfield.
Good grief. Mike Detillier is talking about this LSU freshman defensive line class that both Ole Miss and Mississippi State will face, and Clemson will get week one. Mike, you could kind of frame it up like Mike Detillier, by the way, WWL Radio New Orleans on the show. Mike, whether or not LSU goes to the college football play, they may not be the main, but they'll be a piece of the puzzle if you can get some pretty good production out of these three in whatever shape, form, or fashion. Maybe the reason why, or if you don't, maybe the reason why they do or don't go to the college football playoff. You agree? Yeah,
I agree. It's a good point. And if I'm Clemson, I don't know about the others. And I think the one thing with he's really preached is about rotation, that he constantly wants to rotate 8 to 9 defensive linemen. His belief is that I want my number one unit fresh for the final 5 minutes of a game. Because he said, in today's world where it's, kind of decided one score or not, I want my top unit on the field, defensive line-wise, fresh for the final 5 minutes of a game.
And that makes sense. Mike Detillier on the show. Mike D, speaking of your friend Ed Ogeron, who's now on Lane Kiffin's staff, did you see where he's doing cameos now for people?
Nothing he does surprises me today. I'll be honest with you. Nothing he does surprises me. And so, he's something else with that. But he's almost like the celebrity coach.
Yeah.
It's just unreal for a guy that has had varied success as a head coach, but he's become such the personality.
Sure.
And he can meet somebody, and my memory is really good. I'm not quite as good with names of people as he is, where I can remember stuff differently. If he meets somebody and meets their family and doesn't see them for 10 years, he could tell you all about them. It's amazing how his mind works with that. And so he was approached a couple of years back about doing this, and turned it down. And then he did not know until a little over a month ago that he was going to be on the staff at LSU.
Why is that?
And
he and Lane are buds, but why did it take so long?
I have no idea of exactly why that it took so long for that to come together. But I knew coming out of spring, I had been told by different people at LSU that he was concerned a little bit of having to play all these young defensive linemen, and that he was going to push to have Coach O come on and help mentor these young defensive linemen. And he goes on vacation to Cabo. And he never told me he was headed there, but agreed to do the show with me. And when my producer calls him, he's like, Coach O just wants you to know that he's in Cabo, Mexico. I'm like, what the hell is he doing this show with before? So that's how we started. He said, because you asked me. I'm doing it. Okay. And I let him ramble on, and he went 26 minutes doing the show. He just rambled on. Ask him a question, and he'd run with it. Didn't tell me that anything was going on. And the following week, the Tuesday night, I got tipped off that he was headed to LSU. And they made the announcement Wednesday night. But,
Okay.
Just the way he is. That's the kind of the way Ed rode with everything. And I'm grateful if I've ever asked him, hey, you want to come on? Hey, what time? Just let me know. And he's ready to go. And you can ask him anything. I mean, if it's pro football, college football, during the playoffs, we would be texting back and forth about certain things. And, man, we ran this play with Joe Brady, and he would explain. We would just all game long. It was back and forth between the two of us about it. And he's good for LSU. He'll help recruit really well, and he'll help those defensive linemen again.
Mike D.
13 former first-round picks.
That's
He's
right.
Recruited and mentored. That's a lot.
Thanks,
Him
Mike
and
D.
Larry Johnson at Ohio State. Great.
Mike D on the Out of Bounds Show. Appreciate you, buddy. Back in a second.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
This is Out of Order.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9.
All set? Then let's go.
The Zone.
Anybody else got any questions about any college jobs? There's not a booster with a big enough blank check.
Oh, here we go. Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort and the super cool Golden Moon Casino Vegas-style sportsbook. Pair it with championship golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Wrap up the evening with a little bit of table games. Philip M. Steakhouse. That is a good 24 to 48 hours. PearlRiverResort.com. I don't know how many remotes we'll be doing up there for football season, but it's going to be a lot. Couple of different ways that you can get in touch with us. I'm your host, Bo Bounds, Straight Funk with me. The Dancing Rabbit Golf text line is 601-885-3776. You can find us on X at Bo Bounds. Tweet to us. And the Stella Artois caller line is 601-707-3750. I thought Mike D was fantastic. Again, some more insight on Drew Brees and his speech and how spectacular and powerful it was and how much fun it was for y'all to relive the dynasty and the greatness of the New Orleans Saints under Drew and Sean and Mickey Loomis, who Drew gave credit to also. All right. The other two were 99, 98. And, look, I don't want to call them necessarily undersized because you can come in all shapes. Yeah, we just saw Drew Brees go to the Hall of Fame. But we've had some defensive linemen go through Oxford and Starkville who have not necessarily been 6'4", 290, and have still been incredible. And some have gone on to play in the NFL. So you don't ever know where you're going to be, how, what scheme and so on they're going to use you if you're 260 to 280. Now the other dude's maybe down to 320. We'll see. He started pretty heavy. His name's Richard Anderson out of Edna Carr, which is, according to Mike Detillier, the number one high school football program in the state of Louisiana, which is saying something. Holy smokes. As much improved as our high school football is, MAIS and MHSAA, Louisiana high school football is filthy. And so we'll see. And they get tested early. Clemson week 1, Ole Miss week 3, and A&M week 4 for LSU. We've talked about Ole Miss and Mississippi State. 3 of their first 4 games are nasty. Ole Miss doesn't get to start off with a cupcake stretch. Louisville, neutral field. Will be challenged. Week 3, LSU at home at Florida. That's a tough deal, 3 of your first 4, right? You get a gimme in week 2 where you get to kind of play everybody and have fun and leave at halftime, go do whatever you want to do, go get some food or tailgate. But week 1, week 3, and week 4, brutal for Ole Miss. For Mississippi State, week 2, week 3, week 4 will decide a lot, or maybe, who, what, where, and why with Jeff Levy. At Minnesota, at South Carolina, Missouri at home. And I'm not saying any of those are great teams, but for where you are or where you're not or where you may be, that stretch, of course, Bama's next, and for Ole Miss, they get an off week, and then they go on a gauntlet of Vandy, Missouri, Texas, Auburn, Georgia, Oklahoma. So y'all get it. Adding a ninth game we're not ready for. We're trying to be ready, but we're not ready for. And it's going to be more losses for, teams. And we'll just see how we adjust. We can't wrap our brain around, we won't allow our brain to really absorb that the Indiana Hoosiers won the national championship. And this weird kind of nuclear engineering professor in Kurt Signetti runs their team. Quirky, weird, smart, and didn't get a Power 4 job till after he was 60 years old. Most people they're not done by any stretch, people are having insane success, 60s, 70s, and even 80s, but to have to wait that long because of your journey, all in his 20s, no. All in his 30s, no. 40s, no. Okay, so think about this. You're plodding through, you're going through your journey, you're going through your career, okay? You're 30 years out, and you're at IUPA. And that's fine, but you've been at Alabama. Everybody's getting hired off the staff in 09, 10, 11 while you're there. Now, you can pour Gatorade on the sideline. We all got silly with it, right? Oh, my God, that means he's going to be great. But as a good friend of mine in the football business said, when they leave Belichick's nest and Saban's nest, Belichick and Saban don't go with them. And for some reason, as sports fans, we can't wrap our brain around that. And so at 52 years old, he's got to make the run to IUPA, Elon, and James Madison. Y'all have never watched any of those games. It wasn't even worth watching James Madison in the college football playoff this year. And not that they didn't do an amazing job to have a good season, and the deal is what it is. They're not going to decline it. We're allowing G5 teams into the college football playoff. Hey, more power to what James Madison did. And Bob Chesney parlayed that into the job at UCLA. But my point is, Kurt Signetti, 3 decades into his career, I'm the head coach at IUPA, which none of y'all had ever heard of. And then Elon, who SEC teams beat like 70-3 on a September 10th game. And then he goes to James Madison. He doesn't get his dream job, or that's not even his dream job. He doesn't get a Power 4. He gets the worst Power 4 job, at post 60 years old, and now he's making $13 million a year with a $100 million contract, and he's a national championship coach. And I don't think we would be surprised if they're in the college football. I think we'd be surprised to go back to back, but I don't think we'd be surprised if he's in the college football playoff, which, by the way, it looks like they are meeting with ESPN. Did you see Ross Dellinger, what he dropped yesterday or the day before? They're meeting to try to figure out a way to get to 16 teams. No way.
Unbelievable.
Dancing Rabbit Golf text line 601-885-3776. Chaz Lindsay with Politos and Rowans at 9:30. Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Football season. It was fun to get, one of our own, Drew Brees, into the Pro Football Hall of Fame over the weekend. The GOAT, QB1, the best to ever do it in New Orleans. Without a doubt, Drew Brees going into the Hall of Fame. And his speech was spectacular. I don't usually watch Hall of Fame speeches more than once, but I've watched it a few times now. And then, of course, the clips are great. It was great. I hope you enjoyed it. Whether you're a Saints fan or not, you have to respect and admire Brees' accomplishments and the impact that he had on New Orleans and Louisiana and the state of Mississippi. Fair enough. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Bowbound Straight Funk with you. We'll have Chaz Lindsay on coming up next at 9:30, owner of Politos and Rowan's, and we're excited about that. We're highlighting and spotlighting City of Jackson restaurants / bars and all the great food and fun and experiences coming out of downtown or Belhaven or Fondren or wherever it is. And Chaz was able to make it up here today in studio, which is awesome because when you're running multiple restaurants plus an event venue, you've got a lot going on. And, you need everybody to be – well, it's like in full pads.
We played.
Were y'all in full pads?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we were hitting.
Okay, well.
Laying the lumber.
I mean, nobody weighed over – other than you, nobody weighed over 160 pounds.
Whose fault is that?
How much did you weigh your senior year?
$1.75, $1.80.
So you,
and then bam, I needed the cereal.
Did you cook?
No.
Okay.
All
right.
No. Lord, no. I don't have time to do that.
I had a cheeseburger from Rowan's last week. Fabulous. Excellent. So was the cold beer. I had a Key City, Mississippi Queen, which is a great partner of ours. Jack Bourgeois, the man. Bourgeois, he was supposed to come in this week, but I'm not sure how that's going to look because we're going on the road tomorrow.
Carnitas nachos is what I had. They were real good.
Oh, yeah?
At Rowan's. Very, very good.
Oh.
They're strong. I like them a lot.
Let's go.
Yeah, they were straight.
I love the vibe.
Yeah. Very vibey.
The bar at Rowan's fits me. It's just my deal. It's a throwback a little bit. I'll be interested to see how Chaz describes it. I'm not going to do it justice right now, but I like the decor. I like the feel, and it's kind of a throwback dive bar. I like it. It fits Belhaven perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Belhaven on Pinehurst a million years ago. Place means the world to me. So we're going to talk Politos and Rowan's and so on.
It fits that street perfectly.
Carnitos nachos?
Yeah. Bangers. They are.
Is that what I'm doing today?
You could.
I mean, I'm already hungry.
It depends on how. If you want to be, on a heater, you may have to.
I do want to be on it. I'm always on a heater.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I wasn't.
Okay.
Could have been a bad time.
Yeah. Chaz may be mad at you. You're wearing another restaurateur's hat.
Oh, I am, aren't I?
Derek Emerson's Sacred Ground hat.
That's right. Maybe I need a Polito hat. That's all that means.
I know it.
That's what that means.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad you're repping it, though.
Oh, hard. I love this hat. It's a great looking hat.
Okay. You've been doing good.
Yeah,
So Elijah Craig is the official bourbon of the show, and they're a great partner. You've been wearing the Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week hat, which I'm proud of you.
I wear our sponsors.
I know. I love it.
I
know I mess with you a lot.
Yeah, no,
I'm being serious. Yeah. Because I love you, but I have to give you hell on the air. Okay, here's the deal. Then the Tito's hats that came in, which is a great partner of ours. That Tito's hat is awesome.
Love
and
it.
Now you're wearing. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man, I'm just trying to keep it all kosher.
You're part of the movement.
I am the movement.
You are the movement.
I feel like I am.
You're the tsunami.
That's right. Somebody's got to move this thing.
Yeah. You and Kurt Signetti.
Yeah, well, same guy. What's the difference?
I think y'all's approach is eerily similar.
It's got to be.
Especially
He is a winner.
He is a winner. No, he is a winner. He doesn't have to do anything else the rest of his life. And he's a national championship coach at Indiana, making $13 million a year. But I was thinking about the similarities between you two.
Oh, off the charts.
I think it's the attention to detail.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
He probably learned from Manny.
Yeah, because like I'll ask you to do, you eventually get it done, but I usually have to ask 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget.
Can
the
you
first
imagine
4.
an assistant coach? Like, can you imagine Signetti asking for something this morning? Let's just say
No.
7:00 coaches meeting today,
No.
and he looks over at his cornerbacks coach.
Yeah.
All right, and he goes, "Ricky, I need this," and him not getting it today,
Ain't
tomorrow, the next day, or the next.
Yeah, Ricky's gone.
That's right.
Yeah, Ricky's out.
Ricky shows up.
Thanks for being
and
here,
his
bud.
key card doesn't work in the
Yes.
Indiana Hoosier football building.
Yes.
Yeah,
He starts calling folks.
right.
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with my card.
I don't know what happened.
Took me out.
You're gone.
Yeah, he should have had it that day.
I agree with Robert M. on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line. Bo, with Indiana's schedule, they should make the college football playoffs. Guys, I'm going to say this because I know Ole Miss believes, and they should. I don't think they'll make it, but they believe that they can get to the college football playoff this year. I mean, I think they're going to have a good year. Can they get to 10-2? I don't see it. But here's the deal, because 9-3 teams are not going to make it. But here's the problem this year: Penn State, Notre Dame, and Indiana, because there's only so many spots. There's 12 spots, and we're still letting G6 teams in, which is absurd. With Penn State, Indiana, and Notre Dame's schedule, that could be a problem for SEC teams because there's only so many spots. A Big 12 team's going to get in at least. An ACC team's going to get in at least. Another Big 10 in Ohio State could get in.
Then a bunch of trash.
With Julian saying and some wide receiver that everybody's raving about that Chris Carter said yesterday or the day before on Rich Eisen, maybe the best player he's ever kind of mentored or coached on the side. Think about what Jeremiah Smith, think about what that says. Chris Carter, Hall of Famer with the Minnesota Vikings.
That's high praise.
Okay.
Randy Moss was under him.
That's right. Carter said this kid could be the best that I've ever worked with from Ohio State. So you got Penn State, easy schedule. Notre Dame, easy schedule. Indiana, easy schedule. All you got to do is go 10-2 plus, I think. Vanderbilt went 10-2 and got snubbed, and Notre Dame got snubbed.
They didn't go 10-2 with a nine game conference schedule.
Yeah, but they're saying it doesn't matter.
That's
They're not looking at strength of schedule.
That's right.
They're looking at strength of record as far as the College Football Playoff Committee.
weak.
Chef, restaurateur, who has been recognized nationally. Chaz Lindsay, Politos, and Rowan's coming up next. You can watch it on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports.
Not really.
And we're rolling. Out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. There are great Jackson city limits restaurants and bars. Amazing what's going on as far as the culinary talent. And we are showcasing and highlighting these restaurateurs and chefs. We are super excited to have Chaz Lindsay on the show. Politos in Belhaven, Rowan's in Belhaven, and Shady Nook.
Shady Nook. Yep. So.
And that's a really cool building on Poplar that we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. Chaz Lindsay, chef, restaurateur on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Check out Politos and check out Rowan's this week or next week. They're doing a great job down there in Belhaven. Chaz Lindsay, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad that you were able to get up here. I know you're busy. You grew up in Belhaven?
Born and raised, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm on my 6th house in Belhaven, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, so born on Lindcrest, then Peachtree Street, then Belvoir, and then I lived in Belhaven Heights for a little bit, and then Poplar, and now Quinn Street. So
Dude.
3 blocks from the restaurants.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You're like me. I bounced around.
Yeah.
I mean, we lived there forever, but then as a
I think
college
that's kind of
student, I
Belhaven
was
thing.
in different apartments.
Yeah, it's like house that you like in the neighborhood comes on the market, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll move.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's not that far. Those are the worst moves, though. A couple.
It's
blocks
not
away.
that far, but then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's still moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Politos, Rowan's in Belhaven, Chaz Lindsay on the Out of Bounds show. Okay, so I may not have this right, so correct me here. You got started in the industry at Pizza Shack?
Yeah, on State Street, the
Okay.
original location.
How old?
15.
15 years old.
Yeah, 15. So yeah, well, my first job was Winn-Dixie, old Jitney 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ride my bike there, and then moved over to Pizza Shack. Started on the cash register. That only lasted like 2 weeks, and then moved back to the kitchen and fell in love with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and from there I went to work for Grant Noe at Pan Asia up on
Yeah.
County Line.
Yeah.
Old brick oven location.
Dude.
Yeah, I know.
In the 90s, I loved brick oven.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That was like big living. When you had enough money in college to go to brick oven,
That was the spot.
dude,
Yeah, really trying to impress somebody.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's where I fell in love with cooking.
Okay.
That's like where I got the bug, and yeah, just wanted to do it, and failed attempt at traditional college at the University of Southern Mississippi, and ended up at Hyde Park Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Yeah.
And then New York City, and then Italy, and back to Jackson.
All right. So hold on. Hyde Park's big time. I mean, Emerald's son just went through, Robert St. John's son just went through.
Yep.
It's big time.
Yep.
So let's not just, he kind of glossed over. Chaz Lindsay went to CIA, Hyde Park, New York. And if you look at the alums that have been through there, it's insane. How old were you when you got to the Culinary Institute of America or Hyde Park, New York?
I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah. So and
Well,
then
that's pretty strict.
it's like military school.
Eh,
Yeah, it
okay,
really is.
that's-
So yeah, if you're like let's say I was like AM classes, so I had to be like depending on the class, either like 5:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning, 7-hour class. You had to shave every day. Fresh press uniform. Like I mean,
It's
5
no
days a
BS.
week.
You did this voluntarily?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
To stay in the
making sure.
program,
I'm
it
just
was
making sure.
it was either yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure.
it's intense, but I don't know. The environment worked well for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Accountability and discipline.
Yeah, traditional education was not my thing.
Right.
But that just resonated with me and stuck. And so,
How long were you there?
well, now it's an accredited university. When
Yeah.
I was there, it was not quite there yet, but they did have the bachelor's program. I only did the associate's program, but I
Okay.
took a gap year and I worked at 11 Madison Park in New York City,
Nice.
and which was
What was that like?
intense.
I bet.
Yeah, super intense. I mean, the year that I was there, they got 3 Michelin stars, 4 stars New York Times, and restaurant business should read. It's Setting the Table, Danny Meyer. It's Setting the Table, Danny Meyer.
Okay.
Union Square Hospitality. He also started Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Unreasonable Hospitality, which is Will Guidara, and he was, Danny Meyer was his mentor, but he was general manager of 11 Madison when I was there. There's a few paragraphs in the book where he talks about Daniel Hum throwing a plate into a young kid's face, and then him having to like pull him into the back hallway and like chew him out and say that's not okay. I was that kid.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Tight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It was intense. Yeah.
Okay, so you take the gap year. We're visiting with Chaz Lindsay, Polito's and Rowan's and Shady Nook in Bellhaven, all great places that we'll talk about a little bit more in just a minute. He goes to one of the most prestigious culinary schools in the world. And again, Emerald's son and Robert St. John's son just became alums in the last couple of years. They're doing amazing things, one in Chicago, one in New Orleans. So you take the gap year. Then what do you do?
Go back to the city after I graduate. Well, go back, finish, then move to the city. Kind of had some fun in Brooklyn for about a year.
Nice.
Good.
Really.
As you should.
Indulged my hipsterism, which it was like peak then.
Yeah.
And then decided it was time to get back. So I went to go work for Tom Colicchio. I worked at Colicchio and Sons.
Okay.
Made sous chef there.
Where was that?
That was on 15th and West 15th and
Okay, so New York.
10th Avenue. Yeah.
Okay.
In Manhattan.
What was that like?
Also a lot. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was more like tasting menu focused, like chef de cuisine and been at the Modern. Like, I mean, we were, doing more like stylized food, but, with Colicchio technique, which is like very like simple. And like, that's what working for Colicchio like really shaped the way that I cook. Like I kind of like to think of Polito as like a Mississippi craft.
Okay.
But yeah, so I did a year as a line cook there, then got promoted as sous chef of the tap room. And then from there got moved over to Craft, which was flagship. Actually just closed like a month ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that, after 25 years.
Wow.
Which 25 years in New York is like you're a dinosaur.
Right. That's
like
100
it's
years.
Insane.
Right.
And then became AM sous chef there, which that's like what really shaped me. Like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I had to be at the Union Square Green Market at 7 a.m. with a wheelbarrow, like buying all the vegetables. Like,
Right.
I mean, just like very like seasonal, clean, focused food. A la carte, not plated, not composed plates, which is we don't do composed plates at Polito. And we do everything seasonal. Like right now, it's tomato season, which are gorgeous. 90% of our vegetables come from Two Dog Farms, 25 minutes north of us in Flora.
Right.
And like we pride ourselves on that.
You pride yourself in sourcing, which is that's the difference.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, the whole
That's
thing
what
is
I've read
buy
about.
like quality ingredients, treat them well, don't do much to them.
Right.
That's it. Just buy nice stuff. I mean, so yeah, we are a more expensive restaurant.
Right. Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's also really super high quality.
Exactly. And like I can tell you where everything comes from. So like the tomato salad right now, we only get the tomatoes from Two Dog Farms. And like when they're done, we're done for the year. That's it. The olive oil on the plate comes from the olive farm that I worked at in Italy. I get 10 cases a year. I do 3 cases for truffle season. I do 7 cases for tomato season. And so, it's like I know the people who like create the product and like
Right.
Yeah, like there's something special about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chaz Lindsay, restaurateur, chef, Polito and Rowan's and Shady Nook in Bellhaven. Okay, so then you go where?
So burned out, didn't know where I was going to go.
Right.
And in 2011, I went over for 6 weeks and harvested olives in Italy. At this
Nice.
farm called Casa Capanetti. It's like an hour and a half north of Rome in a little town called Tuscania. It's still in the state of Lazio. It's not Tuscany. It's in Lazio, so south of the Tuscan border. But 2015, I was like burned out, didn't want to do New York anymore. And Lorenzo was in town. We had dinner, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. And he's like, well, I need a chef on the farm. Like, why don't you move over? And so moved over to Italy, had an apartment in a horse stable.
Cool.
And did that for almost a year. I wasn't able to get a proper visa because at the time, I was 26 at the time, it was 2016. The unemployment rate amongst people my age in Italy was 41%. So they were not handing out work visas to anybody.
Right.
So I'd fly to Morocco every 3 months to reset my U.S. Tourism visa.
Nice.
Yeah. And then finally got flagged. And so like, all right, gotta head home,
Was that had to be an incredible experience?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. Like
Great
Experience
food,
Italians,
great
man.
wine, clean food.
yeah,
Best people.
we grew everything harvested ourselves.
Yeah.
Olive oil's made there on the farm, and it was also a horse farm. They had Arabian horses for racing.
That's tight.
So yeah, I'd help with those too.
That's
That's
kind of
real
cool.
fun.
Learned how to bareback. Couldn't walk for a
That
few weeks.
hurts. Yeah, I'm about to say that hurts so
It
bad.
did. Yeah,
It hurts so bad.
Yeah, but yeah, that was awesome. Then came back home for about a year and a half. Was executive chef at Parlor Market downtown back in the day, and met my now ex-wife, and she matched her medical residency in El Paso, Texas. Moved out there for 3 years, and when
On
it was
the
time
border.
to move home, I came back and signed the lease on Polito, and that's where we're at.
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Yes, sir.
People have been talking about your restaurant nonstop. People here
it's wild.
and all over when you look at people who have come through and dined at your place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a cool factor for you. I mean,
It's kind of unbelievable.
it's hard to get in your restaurant, which is a good thing.
I
The
used
demand
to
is there.
apologize for it. I don't anymore.
No.
but,
No.
yeah. I did a dinner in Memphis this past weekend. It was 160 people, sold out in like 48 hours. And they said it was it's just, I don't know. It's very humbling. It's
Sure.
kind of nuts,
It is.
that like we're talked about, like not just in Jackson, but
All over.
around the Southeast.
Yeah.
You should be.
Okay. So when I want you to, you kind of did a minute ago. I want you to describe what is Polito.
So Polito Osteria, Osteria in the Italian chain. So you have 5 restaurants, tiers. So you have cafe bar, pizzeria, trattoria, osteria, and then restaurante. So like cafe bar, obviously just go get an espresso.
Sure.
Pizzeria that speaks for itself. Trattoria is like, we were talking about like Kiefer's earlier, like that, kind of be like that. Osteria is like a nice neighborhood restaurant, but like it's nice, but it's not like fine dining, like stuffy.
Right.
And then restaurante would be like white tablecloth. So we're like a nice high end neighborhood restaurant.
Right.
5 days a week, dinner only, seasonal menu. We print menus in house, almost daily, depending on what we have. And we just buy like the best quality ingredients we can and,
Sure.
and serve them like simply.
What is, okay, right now at Polito's, what's your favorite?
Tomato
Item.
salad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
tomato salad without
Yeah,
a doubt. This is the best time of year to eat at Polito, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because we have all the vegetables. Tomatoes, corn, eggplant, squash, zucchini, peppers. We've got Jimmy Nardello peppers, shishito peppers, all the bell peppers. Melons, peaches. Like everything's just beautiful, and they're all like you don't have to do a lot to them. The tomato salad is just sliced tomatoes, salt, pepper, olive oil, white balsamic vinegar, basil. That's it. But it's
Which sounds
gorgeous.
heavenly.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we do this fun thing where we offer it once you finish your tomato salad because you got all this olive oil and like juice from the tomatoes and white balsamic vinegar. We pour a shot of mezcal on it and then you just sip it off the plate.
That's dope.
Oh,
That's
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Chaz Lindsay, Polito and Rowan's on the Out of Shady Nook in Bellhaven on the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. You'll need to make reservations at Polito.
Resi.com.
You'll need to do that. Rowan's, you can dive in. And all right, so let's talk Rowan's.
Yeah, Rowan's. Yeah.
I love it. It's become one of my favorite places. I did a poor job of describing it. So you describe it for our listeners.
So, it was kind of a real estate driven deal because I wanted to control who my neighbor was.
Fair enough.
Because it's directly across the street from Polito. It was Campbell's Donuts and then it was District Donuts.
That's right.
And so originally I wanted to call it No Nuts Bar, but my mother wouldn't let me do that.
I like that.
But it's crazy what that place has become.
It's an animal.
It is an animal for sure. We did 494 people through that place last Friday night.
God bless America.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the college bar now. Yeah,
It is. My son goes down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over 21, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a quick disclaimer.
Yeah, and so they think it's cool. So when you've done something that group thinks.
I mean,
Well, the menu's fun.
Yeah.
It's easy to navigate.
yeah.
And then you're coming in there and, you may be getting a bourbon or you may be getting a craft beer from Key City or wherever, and you're having fun.
Yeah, so Capital City was in last week for dinner, and they informed me that we are the number 4 off-premise account for them, behind Brandon Amphitheater, Buffalo Wild Wings, Flowwood, Buffalo Wild Wings, Lake Harbor, and then it's
At Rowan's, along with the cheeseburger and the nachos and everything else that's going on. I love the bar. I love the booths. And I get I think you framed it up well, because I grew up on Cherokee on State Street before even moving over to LaFleur's. That's right. You are the Belhaven Cherokee. Yep. That's a great way to describe Rowan's.
We're the Belhaven Cherokee, Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
During the afternoon. 8 p.m. on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
We're not the Belhaven
No.
Cherokee.
And look, I love what you're doing and I love your success, but I'm not there. When I'm there lunch or mid afternoon or late afternoon.
Yeah,
that's my time to go get a cheeseburger or nachos from your place.
Yeah, you're not going to do that on
definite
a Friday
shift.
night.
I'll let the college kids have it.
I thought opening my own bar would be awesome. I'd have a place to hang out all the time. I don't even go in that place. I'm there during the day, but
This is great.
At night, I just stay away.
I got a minute or two. Shady Nook.
Yeah.
You bought it on Poplar. Talk to me.
Yeah. Built in 1928, historic register, was a gas station until 69. And then Tommy Goodman, Samuel Mockbee, the, well-known architects, renovated it. They added the curved stucco walls and closed in the mechanics bay and, with fuel pump area and then, a couple different things in between. And then Henry LaRose bought it.
Yeah.
And I bought it from Henry in June of last year and then rezoned it, renovated it. We had our first event back in March, and so just private event space, probably about 30 people seated, and then we could do like 70 to 80 cocktail. But it's just a really unique building, and honestly, the reason I bought it is because it was under contract to be an Airbnb, and I think our neighborhood should be a neighborhood,
right?
I like that.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of this project. It's now an accessible building that so many people have wondered about and never been able to go in, and now have access to it. And so I really just kind of did it as a project for Belhaven, neighborhood I grew up in. And
that building's so cool.
It's awesome.
Private event space, Shady Nook on Poplar is Chaz Lindsay's third concept. All right, so we got Polito, we got Rowan's, the Belhaven Cherokee. Love that.
Yeah.
And then he bought Shady Nook last year. Private event space, can seat around 30, cocktail moving around 60 to 70.
Yep.
All right.
Jeez.
There we go. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.
It's a tremendous asset for Jackson, Mississippi, and for the state of Mississippi, what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Restaurateur, chef who has been recognized around the country, Chaz Lindsay with Polito, Rowan's, and now his newest concept, Shady Nook, private event space on Poplar Boulevard in Belhaven. Go to Polito if you can get in, and Rowan's just about any time.
You can wait for your table at Polito at Rowan's.
That's right. There you go. Good call. Thanks, Chaz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be good, man. We'll see you tomorrow.